What we're going to talk about? We've got no callers yet.
This is a test of the Boundary Park alert system.
I tell you what.
There we are. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Latics Football Phone-In with me and him.
Yes, we've just put the link out, so apologies because we're watching Canada-Belgium, and we both thought each other had put the link out.
No, that was your job, and you didn't do it.
We both thought we put the link out.
I sent the link to you, and you didn't do it.
Yeah, well, I do everything, so...
And we were busy. What else were we doing? What were we just doing?
Oh, we're writing some questions, weren't we?
Right, who were we writing questions for?
Mr. David Unsworth.
David Unsworth.
Yes.
We're talking to him tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to meet him. He's called a meeting with us.
He's been mithering Darren Royal, hasn't he?
Yeah, to say he wants to meet the two.
To speak to us. So we finally said that we're all right with it, haven't we?
Yeah, well, we had to sort my diary, his diary. You know, it is sort of parents' fees. So we changed it up to 9 o'clock because we were watching the match, and it's the World Cup, and you want to watch all the games, don't you? Yeah, absolutely.
And it was a close one.
It was.
Belgium weren't very good, were they? Canada had a real goal, but no late goal.
Yeah, we'll be discussing a bit of the World Cup on the phone tonight as well, because England had a great result against Iran.
Yeah.
Iran. 6-2, and we'll talk about Wales for a bit. That's it for Wales. But yeah, so if you want to call in, the link is out on Twitter, and if you want to drop us a call or come in, we're going to show you right this second.
Is how. The Latics Football Phone-In is live every Wednesday between 8:30 and 9:30. If you want to join the conversation, then you need to join us on our StreamYard link, which looks something like this. You'll find the StreamYard link in our pinned post on Facebook, Twitter, and in the comments section on YouTube. So if you want to join the debate, that's how you do it. Oh, you have to feel for Graham, who had Canada on his sweepstake. Looking like they might have been World Cup winners, apart from the fact they can't
score a penalty. Can't score
a banjo with a banjo.
It's a Latics and the World Cup phone-in, Paddy. So it can be whatever you want it to be, as long as it's not a Paddy football phone-in.
Yeah, because there's a World Cup on, and Oldham haven't got a game this weekend. So
absolutely,
why not talk about both?
That's it.
So anyway, should we get our first caller in?
Yeah, why not? Let's give it a go.
Fibby. All right, mate.
Good evening, guys.
What's going on?
Everything's all right. I'm just busy watching the World Cup. There's been some very interesting games.
Yeah, there hasn't there? Which has been your most? Who have you been most impressed by so far?
With Saudi Arabia, I thought that was a cracking game.
Yeah,
it was good second goal, wasn't it? The second goal where he did the Cruyff turn and just whips it into the top corner.
Yeah, and also I'm very happy with England result. I thought England really did very well. But against United States, it's going to be a very tough game.
Against the USA, do you think it will? Do you think it will be?
Yeah, of course, because United States are a very decent team. They've got some very good players.
Do you not think they tired themselves out against Wales? I thought they looked a bit leggy towards the end, didn't they? Against Wales, do you not think?
They did, but I think the second game will be very interesting when they play against us.
Yeah, I can't disagree. I think we'll have a tough game, and it's a must-win for the USA. But if we win it, we've pretty much sewn the group up, haven't we? And what did you think of the formation, like the 4-3, the 4-2-3-1 that they sort of played?
England. Yeah, it was all right. I wasn't very sure, but I just thought we have to give Gareth Southgate another chance. And I thought he made the right subs.
Yeah, I think I was getting very frustrated with the negative formations when we've got such good attacking players, and I thought that just the two in midfield, Bellingham and Rice, that's enough. I don't think, especially when he's getting them to bomb forward like that. I thought it was really, really good performance. I was really pleased. But I thought that when you mentioned Saudi Arabia, I thought that their defending was magnificent. I thought they got really stuck in. They were throwing themselves at everything. It was really good to watch.
Tom Nixon makes a good point. They couldn't handle that. Kiefer Moore could be up front. I'm going to say Kiefer Sutherland then, but he's in 24. But they couldn't handle him up front. And I think if Kane's up there giving it a bit, and you've got the likes of.
Hang on, they're not paying us to be on the screen that long.
Oh, sorry, apologies. But I think with Kane up front,
I like to make him a point. I like to make him a point on the signing that David Unsworth has made.
Oh yeah,
it's a very interesting signing.
Yeah,
I really hope he does deliver because he was firing some good goals a few years back.
Scored 20 for Stockport, didn't he?
He was the top scorer in the season before they won it, didn't he? And he scored 7 in 14 for Solihull, or 8 in 14, sorry. So he's got good pedigree. 6'4", pacey, good feet. So he's a bit of an all-round sort of striker. What do you think with that sort of Abraham out wide, Tollitt out on the left, and then him running down the middle in a 4-3-3 with Rooney behind potentially? Do you think that's going to be exciting?
It will be exciting, but Rooney needs to deliver because so far what I've seen of him has not been very great, and I really hope they start delivering after a few weeks because when do we play next? Next week, is it?
Yeah, next weekend, isn't it? It's Solihull.
Solihull, yeah.
It's going to be a tough game, but we need to start picking up wins because at the moment it looks like David Unsworth is not going anywhere.
Well, you've got to give him time. I think we discussed this at length, haven't we?
Has he spoke to you yet?
No, I've left few messages with the club, and if you do speak with any of them, can you ask them to let him know that I'm still waiting for my
we're seeing him
meeting
tomorrow.
with him.
We're seeing him tomorrow, so don't worry, we can ask him.
Yeah, we will do, mate. Yeah, no problem. Thanks
a lot for that.
Is there anything you want us to ask him for you, within reason?
No, I'll keep that indoors when I speak with him, hopefully.
Okay. No worries.
And I hope it's not the end of Condor because I think if he comes back into the squad, I think the partnership with Reed will be very interesting.
Yeah, I don't think he likes playing a two out-and-out strikers up front, though. But yeah, I would like to see that myself because looking at Reed, he's a different sort of player to Fondop. But again, we thought that with Abraham, so I'm not sure what his thinking is there. So it's down to the manager, obviously.
Well, I think he's going to have to experiment a little bit. Yeah. I think sometimes as well, and sometimes he'll change the tactics in game because you might go with this 4-3-3, might not be working. You can imagine Reed and Fondop being a proper handful up front, and that giving players like Rooney more of an opportunity to get forward, to feed off at the edge of the box and stuff like that.
I can see it like a 4-2-3-1 sort of formation. So it'd be
like England.
Well, yeah, I think so because he'll play. Well, we need a right back, obviously, but Shearing will be at right back. But if he doesn't, then we'll move him. Maybe they'll put Maynard and Ellis Chapman together. Rooney in that central midfield role is a bit of a luxury, and then Abraham, Reed, and Tollitt up front. Potentially, that could work. With Maynard can drop back. And Chapman can sort of or Sidney Peck. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but it could be decent. He just needs to experiment. It's trial and error, really. But when you're in the relegation,
guys, I'm going to call it a day there because I want other callers to phone in because they're waiting. And thank you very much for having me back on again.
Thanks, no problem.
Take care, mate.
See ya. If anyone actually saw the game at Maidstone at the weekend, give us a call because me and you didn't see it, did we? Andy was supposed to come on the pod at the weekend, but couldn't come on
because of a domestic appliance issue.
Some kind of domestic appliance issue, yeah. So if you did see Chapman play, because from the reports it seemed like he made a bit.
Well, we meant to play well all the way through. If I'm honest, the stats showed 12 shots on target, so we just couldn't convert. So yeah.
I tell you what, because it's World Cup. And Scotland out in it. Shall we speak to Graham?
Yeah, go on.
Did you call up to phone about England and how good they were, Graham? Or
I only have one criticism about England, right? Southgate should have took off Kane earlier because he looked injured.
Yeah, that's true. And he's going to have a scan or something, isn't he, on his ankle?
I mean,
so
he didn't have to play him an extra 25 minutes. You were 4-0 up.
Yeah.
He's your captain, though, and he doesn't really want to come off, does he? You know,
I know, but you have the armband to MD at 4-0 up. I mean, you're not going to lose against a man, to be honest with you.
No, you're right. You're right.
I mean, we're not Scotland, for God's sake.
Hey.
Sorry, I know it's I think they call it low-hanging fruit, Graham, don't they? I just taking an easy shot. I mean, I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's all right.
Do you think we'll win the World Cup then, Graham?
Oh, hang on a minute. More from our sponsor, TNF Personal Training. Kane giving the all clear today, apparently. So that's good news.
Are you an anti-Englander, or are you for England to do well?
My mum's English, so I don't really care either way. I mean, I'm not for England or not against them. I mean, if England win, fair enough. I think it's your media that buggers you more up here than anything because you win in it.
Yeah. But I mean, the difference is this year we are going to win it, though, isn't it?
No, but you look at you at Euro. Did them think you were going to get to the final of the Euro? No, but you played really well. I like Saka, the youngster, but his penalty miss, that was a shame for him. But he'll grow to be a better player, and he's been doing it over the last few years.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's about that experience and the confidence and the personal growth that those kind of things. You know, a semi-final defeat in the World Cup. A final defeat in the Euros. I mean, it does and should build characters. So hopefully now we've got a bunch of players that are really, really hungry. Because
all in form, just coming out of a pretty good start to the Premiership.
Iceland aren't in the tournament anyway, so you can't be proud about that.
Did you just say Iceland?
Yeah, neither Ukraine. Wales knocked them out, mate, so you can't really say much if Wales knocked them out. So
didn't we struggle against you? Yeah, no, they did, and it was surprising. I think with the intent and the ease at which they looked, it was very encouraging. We need to see it from Oldham, don't we? Now that's the next thing, because we've got two really tough games. Solihull and Boreham Wood away are two really, really difficult games, because we've got Gateshead and Torquay at home, which are 6-pointers. But I mean, if we was to lose these next two games away,
we've got Torquay at home.
I know that's what I said. Then we're really, and because we could be adrift a little bit. So, do you think that this?
I think we'll get the points, because I've got Gateshead away booked already, the hotel booked, so I can get down to Newcastle with my mate Gary if he's available. Yeah. But the thing is, when I go to Gateshead, right, I'm not expecting a relegation team. I'm expecting us to have moved up to about 15th, 16th.
When do we play them? Is it in the new year sometime?
Yeah,
it's kind of February time.
Yeah. Sadly, it's the only holidays I could get, because I'm in a department full of 100 people, so there's no real chance. Like, you got to get in fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And where else would you want to go on holiday other than Newcastle and Gateshead? It's supposed to be a good night. I've never been to Newcastle, actually.
No, me neither. I passed through it when we went down to I've been to Harrogate, I've been to Rochdale, I've been to Carlisle, and I've been to Boundary. That's the grounds I've been.
Isn't that the great thing about being an Oldham fan? You get to go to all the most glamorous places in the world, don't you? Harrogate's quite nice. You what, mate?
I fancy Torquay, but the sad thing is we only play them twice a year, so we've already played away to them.
Yeah. That's a long way for you, Torquay, from up there, though, isn't it?
A long way for me.
It's a trek. It'd be fun.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, give us your prediction for the World Cup then, from what you've seen so far. Who do you think? I mean, we haven't seen Brazil yet.
Obviously,
Argentina got beat,
Canada, Poland final would do me for the sweeps, because I've got both of them.
Canada, Poland.
But not realistically. I mean, looking at everybody, look at Spain done 7-0 at Costa Rica tonight. They'll be dangerous.
Yeah.
Realistically, semi-finals for England.
Semi-finals. There we go.
I looked at the table and it looks like you might meet Spain on the way.
I don't fear Spain, to be honest.
I don't know. They've been a bit of dark horse. I think today's shown what they're really all about, if I'm honest.
Costa Rica. Sorry, you keep cutting out a bit, mate. So that's why I keep. Sorry, no, it's not your fault. That's why I keep asking you what you're saying.
With strikers, but I mean, they played midfielders up front. I mean, if they can do that with midfielders, think what happens if they put that. Is it Marat? I can't see it.
Morata.
If they'd have played him from the start, it could have been more.
I think if England had played Costa Rica, though, it would have been a similar scoreline. So, based on what I saw in Costa Rica, so I wouldn't read too much into that. But I thought France, once they got going, looked all right. Obviously, Argentina were poor.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's no one. I don't. So from what we've seen, they always say that the team that are going to win it grow into it, don't they? But
yeah, Germany. I think Germany look past the best, don't they?
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, no. If you have a good run in the group, I mean, I don't see why you can't beat USA and Wales realistically. But if you have a good run, I mean, there's no reason why not. I mean, we may joke up north that we want to see you get stuck by everybody, but that's just banter.
Yeah, well, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you're half English anyway, so you know.
Yeah,
you have
there you go. Yeah, you can have like a half and half shirt,
which you never wear in public.
That's what I'm saying. Japan looked good as well against Germany. So like, there's so many good teams in the tournament. I mean, there's no any easy teams anymore. Do you mean?
Well, it seems like Japan are just getting better, aren't they? Because the players are playing around the in the better leagues, aren't they? The Bundesliga and Premier League and all that. Yeah. So it makes it a lot more exciting. And I love it. Like these early rounds, it's kind of like a prolonged FA Cup third round, isn't it? Where you've got the big teams versus the small teams, the chances of upsets. This is why it's just great. 4 games a day. Well, Graham, you've gone there anyway, so I think we're losing.
No, the wife tried to phone me in there when I was on the thing. She tried to dial in.
No worries. Well, we'll bring Ben Man in anyway. So thanks for getting in touch again, Graham. Who's that? Harry Kane.
Harry Kane for top goal scorer.
Oh yeah, he'll score a hat-trick against Wales, won't he?
Hopefully.
2 minutes.
See you later, Graham.
See you later. See you, mate. Here we go. David asking here. Never mind the World Cup. What about the FA Trophy? Peterborough Sports.
Well, there you go.
Peterborough Sports.
That's it. Yeah.
Is it a sports centre in Peterborough?
Well,
is that who we're playing?
Well, I'd assume so, but they might be. Just outside. I think they're just outside Peterborough.
Are they?
No, I'm lying. No.
You don't know anything about them, do you?
No. But yeah, I hope beat them.
It's at Boundary Park, isn't it?
Well, that's what I'm worried about. I'd rather have it away, wouldn't you?
I think there's more chance of us getting beat away.
Do you reckon?
What do you reckon what do you reckon the crowd's going to be? How much are tickets?
They're going to be about 12 quid, aren't they? It must be like the FA Cup. Yeah.
Maybe a tenner even, I reckon.
Well, yeah, you buy will get one free.
Yeah. Here's someone who'll be there, I'm sure. Bin Man.
Yeah, all right, lads. How you doing?
All right. How are you?
Okay.
Yeah, if you can hear me properly now.
Yes, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we can. Yeah. How excited are you for your first FA Trophy match?
We'll have something else better to do. No, it is what it is, isn't it, lads? You know, we can't hide from it. We are at this level now. You know, it's a realistic chance of actually getting to Wembley.
Yeah.
Did you go to you went to Maidstone, didn't you, mate?
I weren't gonna go, but no. Yeah, I went. Yeah.
So, what? Tell us about the game, because me and Matt didn't go, and I think a lot of probably watchers, listeners didn't go either.
The majority of us didn't go. I think it was about 200, 250. How was it?
It was a hell of a lot better than Barnet. You know, we played actually quite well. I was quite surprised the way we started. You know, I'm not calling them saying that, you know, looking at Maidstone, how bad they were, really bad, Maidstone. They were really, really bad. So I can't really say how good we played. Does that make sense? Because they were that bad.
How come we struggled to? How come we couldn't score if they're so bad and they've got the worst defence in the league? Was it what was it a case of?
We had our chances. We had our chances.
Poor finishing, was it? Was it just poor quality?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I would have thought. Yeah, I'd agree with you. Timmy Abraham had 3 chances. 1 was a very good save from their keeper, and 2, he should have buried them. We should have scored. Second half, he went through 1-on-1 and just hit it right at the keeper. Keeper didn't make a save that bit. He just hit it right at him. Thought anywhere else it would have gone in. You know, if that would have been formed up, I reckon he'd have scored.
Well, I was just going to say, do you think then that with Reid in the side being more of a natural finisher, if he'd have been playing against Maidstone, we would have won the game?
Yeah, I would have said we would have won the game. I think, you know, I'm not calling Tim it, you know, I think he's come in and actually brought us a bit of life into some games, but I don't think he's an out-and-out. He's not an out-and-out striker. He's a winger, isn't he? But, you know, but I like you said on the build-up then, lads, you know, that Chapman was really impressive. I think he was really good, yeah.
Well, what sort of is he like a box to box? Is he more of a tackler?
He was winning everything in the middle. You know, the passes he was making was, you know, they were quite good. I think he actually played Timmy Abraham through for For, when I said that he hit it right at the keeper, I think it was him. Don't quote me on that, but no, lads, he was absolutely impressive. But let's not get carried away. Maidstone were that bad. Honestly, they were really terrible. I'll reserve judgment on him again till Solihull.
How did the defence look? Because a clean sheet away from home is pretty good. That's probably our first one since first day of the season against Torquay. So it's again marginal gains, isn't it? And all right, we can score, but we got a clean sheet. So what did you think? What did you make of the defence? Was it Clark and Hogan, Shearing?
Yeah.
And, it was at left back.
Clark and Hogan. Clark was absolutely immense. Honestly, he was. Even in that, you could hear, because obviously the atmosphere was quite dull in the second half. You could actually hear the players, and Clark was so vocal. I just think I know his legs are gone, aren't they, lads? But at this level, I think even having him on the pitch, he's just having him there is a boost for everyone, if that makes sense.
Definitely. Well, it makes he tells other players what to do, where to go, and he marshals the defence and the midfield much better. And that's what you need in it. He's that voice, and him and Hogan with that experience. What concerns me is and hopefully, we don't know why he's on loan with us, but we know it's for personal reasons. So we don't know if he's going to stay beyond January or not. It would be a shame to get a settled back four with such a leader in place and then lose him again come January. So that is obviously a bit of a concern. And bringing in the likes of Chapman again on a loan until January, we need that. And now obviously the club know this, and Unsworth knows this, and
Chapman's actually only here till 17th of December. He's only here for
is that all?
A month,
that's not enough, is it? We need.
Do you think they're trying to get league clubs?
I think it's a case of just testing people out for a month, because look, we committed to Okabu, we were committed to Carragher, and some of these we're committed to Gardner for two years. You know what I mean? So I think they're just being really cautious of who they get and how they get it. So to be fair, they're looking at it quite proactively. But if Ellis Chapman puts himself in the window now, he could be going to a league club in January.
Well, that's it. It's a lose-lose for us, because if they don't do good for us, they're not going to play for us, and we don't want them to play. And if they do good, then they're just going to go back and think, well, we're going to get a league club now.
Mm. Do you think the new year? Do you think the new year is going to turn? Do you think we are now on this trajectory of turning the ship round? Because I think it's been a long old year. It's like been turning the Art Royal round, hasn't it? We were sinking ship. We're trying to turn the ship round. He's sort of patching things up as best he can with what he's got to play with. And do you think it's now time? The new year's going to be the. Answer? I still think we need a couple of additions, but obviously, lads, we need to get rid of some now, because our squad's massive. Certainly do need players out the door, and I still think we need a couple of more in there. We signed John Rooney. I think he's been absolutely disappointing. He really has. How did he play on Saturday?
He didn't play, did he? Did he play?
Did he drop him?
Was he on the bench?
Yeah, I think he was on the bench. Yeah, I don't think. No, he didn't play. No, he didn't play. No. But he's been the most disappointed of the lot. And like you said, we're signing these players on, end of season loan. And
we've got this here. We're speaking to him tomorrow about what the strategy is with the 1 month loans. I think that we desperately needed someone in midfield, didn't we? We're desperate, right? And to bring, there is going to be movement, I would imagine, in January. So just getting somebody in, presumably like Chapman, to improve the midfield in the short term.
And Sidney Peck.
Yeah, well. Exactly. Yeah, Peck as well, who's also been doing pretty well.
Did he do all right, Sidney Peck, on Saturday?
Yeah, he did. He did. I couldn't have faulted anyone. I don't want to pick on player, but I thought Gardner was below average again.
The thing is with Gardner is that people know that he's got ability, don't they? And that he can play. He's played at a higher level, but it seems, and that kind of sets the people a bit more disappointed when he doesn't perform.
Well, in the slumber when we signed him, he was at Donny last season, weren't he, in League One? And when we signed him, I thought, why has he come here? And then I think I've answered my own question just now. You do, though, don't you? And there is a reason why he's here. He can't stay fit. He plays 1 or 2 games. He's not playing for the next 5, is he?
No. There's got to be a clear, aren't there? There really
has. I think so. As well as I don't know if everyone else agrees. I think having another keeper on the bench is just waste of a sub. I think I know we might play with danger here. You know, the time we don't play, put a keeper on the bench, he'll get sent off or get injured. But with only having 5 subs down here, I think we need to stop putting Luke Valor on the bench. I think we need to offload him.
Yeah, but as soon as you do that, though, you end up with your keeper going off injured, don't you? It's sod's law. It's what happens. Paddy's put here about what's the relevance of January. Well, all right, we don't have to adhere to this transfer window, but other teams that are getting rid of players are going to be, they're only going to let players go when they know when they've got other players coming in. So there's going to be a lot more movement of players come January and in and around the Football League. So it's obviously going to have an impact at the lower league as well.
But who wants them, though? Who wants them? Who's going to have them?
I mean, players from the Football League.
Sports, maybe.
There's got to be some good signings, with potentially good signings coming from the Football League, hasn't there? I mean, look, we got Clark, didn't we, for example, from the Football League.
I think the point is who's going to have our off.
Well, that's yeah. I mean, who's going to have our players? But I mean, they're going to have to make a financial decision, aren't they, to get rid of some of the wage.
Well, you look at the 3 main players that I'm looking at, what I would get rid of in January. The first 3 that spring to mind are Jordan, Clark, McGahey and Porter. Yeah. They're possibly on a big wage, all them 3.
Yeah. I think definitely. I think Porter's. I mean, he's played 2 appearances, I think, has he, since he came back, something like that. McGahey's not played all season.
No.
Well, he's played once, I think, or twice, but it's But look, I mean, we know it, they know it, the club know it, everybody knows.
Yeah.
The players are only doing what's best for them, aren't they? Taking a contract if they're offered one.
Are you confident about Solihull, bin man?
Well, yeah, I think, and I don't know how true. They're not won in the last 5, is that right? I think Paddy will be the one for this, but
I'm not sure. We can find out. But are you going to go down and?
I've got a coach sorted. Yeah, I've got.
What are you doing? Are you going to watch the England match straight after?
Well, that's if we finish second.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, we won't finish.
If we shouldn't finish second, should we? We should finish
we'll win the group, won't we? Of course we will, because then we're just going to win every game, aren't we? And then win the World Cup.
Solihull Wolves have lost the last.
Yeah, they haven't won in 5.
Yeah, so
they haven't won in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Well, they haven't won in 7. Well, this is perfect time to be playing Latics, then, isn't it?
Well, 2 of them, to be fair, was FA Cup. So against Hartlepool, Keith Kills. Hartlepool, may I add. So they must be pretty crap.
I'd probably start reading that first game with it because he's been on loan there this season, and so know a lot about him. Yeah,
I know when I look, he'll be one of those that scores loads of goals for someone else and then comes to us like bloody. Was it Adam Rooney? Remember him? What a fucking shit show he was.
He went off to Aberdeen, then he and scored loads up there.
Bangalore,
we're strikers' graveyard, aren't we? But
it is bad. Yeah. Grazzi.
We need a hero, don't we?
Didn't score any. David Reeves scored loads, didn't score any. We have this apart from Luke Beckett, and Porter his last season. We haven't had a prolific.
Well, apart from
Owen Doyle.
What's he called the other season? Conor McAleny.
Yeah,
he scored a lot, didn't he? But
again,
that was only for a year, wasn't it?
I think Surridge would have stayed for the full season. He'd have probably scored a hell of a lot more.
Yeah. Well, we need this lad now who's just signed on is it 2.5-year deal?
Yeah.
We need him to stay at the club, and we need a hero, don't we? We need someone to love who's going to be here for a couple of years and score us 15, 20 goals.
That's what you want.
And help us climb the table. We're desperate for it. So hopefully Reed's going to be the lad to do it, and hopefully at Solihull you'll see him scoring his debut, and Latics will pick up 3 much needed points, bin man. Right, we're gonna leave it there, mate. Thanks for getting in touch, pal. Always good to talk to you.
Take it easy,
all about you, mate.
Take care.
It's all about you. See you later.
We'll bring Brad in now.
Brad. Oh, Super Brad.
Hello, lads.
How are you?
Hey, mate, you all right?
Yeah, not bad, are you?
Yeah,
where are you calling from, Brad?
Leeds.
Leeds? No, but
Leeds.
I'm only winding you up. So, how are you doing, mate?
Yeah, not bad. Just, I don't know if I'm repeating some of what Binman just said because I missed the first part of what he was saying. But thinking about squad building, what Unsworth's doing at the minute. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about the 1-month loans and everything, but I think if you look at the players that he's wanted to bring in, Kitchen, I think, got a 2-year deal, didn't he? This new lad's got a 2.5-year deal. I think he's trying to
put the players in place who are going to be the starting 11 over the next 2-3 years, whilst also trying to keep our head above water with these 1 month youth loans. I just think there's a lot of people. It's funny with our supporters are like, you've got half the people on Twitter going, "Oh, 1 month loans," and then this new lad signs and it's 2.5 year deal. It's like it's one extreme to the other, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, did you go to Barnet or did you go to Maidstone?
No, I didn't go to Maidstone. I saw Barnet.
What did you think of walking out of Barnet? I know we discussed it last time, but it was very depressing for me. I tell you what, slipping into the relegation zone. Yeah,
I mean, to this point in the season, I'm a bit like Andy. Like, I'm not really worrying about it. I'm quite zen. I know you were talking earlier about January, and Paddy was saying what's January got to do with anything, but January will be big. And if you think about the connections that Unsworth says that he has, those connections are all tied into the Football League system and the January transfer window that they have. So you would hope that he's got plans to get a better caliber of player in January. So, I think I've said on Twitter that deep breaths, have a bit of patience. And yeah, if by halfway through February we're still in trouble, then, pitchforks and torches out. But for now, it's like, you can see what he's trying to do, can't you? You can see the team is trying to build and that he's not looking at the next 6 months. He's having to look at the next 2 years and the next 6 weeks. Like, he's having to try and juggle all of it. And I'm sure he'll say that.
I think you made some good points there about that. I think I think as well with the attracting players to the club, I think who the club signs and the kind of deals, it gives potential future signings more confidence to come along, doesn't it? They look at who the club's signing, they look at the kind of deals that they're offering, and they're more inclined to come to Latics. I think it's a big step compared to what we were doing before with the 1 year deals. And we've heard it before. It is a bit of a gamble at this level because if God forbid any of these players get injured or out for a long time, you still have to pay the wages, and keep them on. So it can be potentially quite expensive. But I think you're right. Unsworth is having to play the long and short game at the same time at this stage in the season, and hopefully, like the lad Chapman is an astute signing.
Well, Kitchen looks good, to be fair to him as well. For what I've seen, Wrexham, he looks a bit off the pace because he's not had much match time. But against Barnet in the first 10 minutes, he looked good and he got the crosses in. But there was just nobody with that goal sort of instinct and that killer instinct. And if we have Reed there, who's played with Kitchen, he looks, from videos I've seen, it was Solihull, he looks decent in terms of his movement. He's got a bit of pace. He's got a bit of skill on the feet. He can edit. I think we've got a bit of a decent one there. It's just keeping him fit and hope he don't get injured. That's typical bloody Oldham looking at.
Yeah. But I'm a bit like you, where I think we need two up front. And I know that modern football, you play a 4-3-3, you have one up front with inverted wingers. But we're in National League. You're not going to have fullbacks who can play as wing backs and inverted wingers. You need to keep it simple. And I do think that two up top's the best way to go. And I mean, obviously, like Fondop's not been playing. And I'm not sure if he's fallen out with Fondop or he's not keen on him or whether he's just tired because he's got a baby. But
sprained ankle, I've been told.
He's got a sprained ankle.
But that's a great point that you made, though, Brad, about footballers, young men being parents, having kids like that. It does have like you said, maybe there is a little bit of compassion from Unsworth within there in the club, saying, look, obviously he's got a partner that needs support. We've got a kid that needs looking after them. Sometimes we don't think about these things, do we? But you make a great point there.
Well, when you look at him, when the baby was born, I think he scored 2 games in a row straight after, didn't he? Like in the same week the baby was born.
Yeah.
And then we've not really seen him since.
Yeah.
So it's like it was, all that energy that he's got from it, the adrenaline from becoming a dad, and then he's probably knackered. I mean, I've got a 3-year-old with a cold and she's awake every night this week and I'm knackered, so I'd have to go and play football.
Yeah. Just leave him. They'll get over it. It's fine. I'm only joking. I've got 2 kids myself. I know exactly how you feel.
Listen, Brad, that point about Fondop being a dad and that has earned you one of these.
Good
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wheel of Wonder.
Thanks, Matt. And tonight's prizes are a Boundary Park Alert System t-shirt, a jar of beef paste, a signed photo of Matt and Dave, an OAFC replica shirt, an OAFC set of coasters of 4, Mike Keegan, This Is How It Feels book, 2 complimentary tickets for the next home game. However, if you get a red card from the ref, you get nothing on the Wheel of Wonder! Just a round. Brad, here it is, the Wheel of Wonder. Are you excited?
Oh, I've always watched it on a game show.
Well, now you're on one.
It's not just a game show, it's a high-level football pod with a lot of content, but never mind. So after 3, I want you to shout, spin the wheel. 3, 2, 1.
Spin the wheel!
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
Here we go.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Big spin.
Oh,
I think we spin again.
Oh. Same place. Oh, it's a coaster set.
It's a coaster set, mate. So we've got the coaster sets, and they're made of solid silver. So you can put them out on Christmas Day.
Yeah, a nice little presentation.
lovely stuff.
Yeah.
And there's 4 of them in a bag.
Do you want us to get the box signed for you by David Unsworth tomorrow?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Okay, no worries, pal. But you can't wrap them up and give them to someone for Christmas because we will find out, hunt you down, and assault you.
Well, I've not bought my wife anything yet, but I don't think she'd appreciate those.
I'm only
Speak for
joking.
yourself, Dave.
No, yeah. I'm only joking. Yeah, but we'll drop the next home game, mate. Drop us a DM on Twitter or at laticsfootballphone@gmail.com, and we will meet you in the fans bar.
Put Brad's name on them.
Yeah, I'll put Brad for Adair.
Right, cheers, Brad. Thanks for getting in touch,
brilliant.
mate.
Thanks very much,
Yep,
pal.
no worries, lads. Thanks.
Right, all the best, mate.
Bye-bye.
Right, last caller. Michael.
Hey, lads.
How are you, mate?
How are you, mate?
All right.
What
I'm
can we
all
do for you this evening? Tell us how you're feeling. Are you watching the World Cup? How do you feel about Latics? Give us your thoughts.
Well, the question is it coming home?
You told us.
What do you think?
No, I don't think it is.
Big
He left
Is
us
it
out,
coming
didn't he?
home?
And he's like,
No.
that reminded me like
But I expected that from you, Mark, because it's like, are we going to get 3 points on Saturday? No. Yeah, it's rubbish being an Oldham and an England fan, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, do you remember, how old are you, Michael?
13.
Do you remember the last World Cup then, when we played Croatia in semi-final 4
Yeah.
years ago? And then, so you've seen us in the last few years. You've done quite well, haven't you? Because you saw us in the Euro final last year, and then in the semi-final the year before. And so, you should be quietly confident that we've got a chance to get to the final again, surely.
I think we get to the semi-finals and then we'll get knocked out by Brazil or Argentina.
Brazil.
Well, I don't think Argentina are going to much to worry about. Famous last words. In fact, if Saudi Arabia can beat them.
I know, but
Yeah.
you can't predict off one game, can you?
Come on, Dave.
Of course you
Can't get it
can.
to one game.
Of course you can. We're going to win. We're going to win.
I mean, they do have Messi
think,
as amongst other
Yeah,
good players.
yeah, but we'll see.
Do you think Cristiano Ronaldo's got any chance of lifting the World Cup in his last World Cup tournament?
Nah.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I'd love that to elude him, to be honest.
So on to Latics, what do you think of Alex Reid coming in?
Obviously, I've seen a bit of him, but I haven't seen loads. He seems decent. We just got to see, because we said this about other players. We said, "Oh, are they going to be the right people? Or they look good?" And they've been shit.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? You've got to give them. It's like, just because somebody was good at another team doesn't mean they're going to be good for us. Just because they were, maybe it didn't work out from another club doesn't mean that they're going to be good. I'm sorry, I like to twiddle on. so you just have to once they put on an Oldham shirt, we have to get behind them and hope that they do well, don't we? I mean, we can't really do any more than that. I think if he's playing in a team and a system that suits him, then great. And that's up to the manager to build that squad and that team.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see. And we, hopefully he'll hit the ground running, get an early goal, full of confidence, and go on and.
Hopefully we win. Hopefully we'll get 3 points. But
tomorrow, mate, we're going to see David Unsworth. Is there anything you would like to ask him if you had the opportunity to, within reason?
No, not really. Just what's this to do thing with the 1 month loans? I don't get it. Like,
we can ask him about that.
Yeah, we can ask the question.
You look and it's like, oh, maybe they might sign till the end of the season, but then there's no point signing players in November and then getting rid of them in January.
But if we sign until the end of the season and they're rubbish and they're up to expectations, then we've got to play till the end of the season on loan and we can't send back because we're committed. So I can see the sort of it's a lose-lose, isn't it? As Binman said earlier, it's difficult. And who'd be a football manager? You know what I mean? It's so difficult.
Yeah. I do get it because if you think about it, if they are good, then you have got a choice rather to put a bid in to put them in for loan till the end of the season, or you might have to send them back. So
yeah.
I do
Chris makes a good point. See, I think David was building a better quality team, proven, and on better contracts. So it's really difficult. It's a frustrating season.
Speaking of loans, what happened to Conor Carty? He left us, went to Gateshead, scored on his debut. So that's typical. Why isn't he playing Vaughan or Couto? I'm not convinced with Couto on that left side. To be honest,
I'm not that convinced with Vaughan against Altrincham, to be honest.
You can do Vaughan. I won't play Couto. I will only play Couto if we really need him. So, but with Vaughan, if I can't remember who we played, but he came on and he dominated the midfield.
I still think they're both a bit young, aren't they? So I think they've got to learn, and I think that they're definitely both decent players and could be good players. But the managers have to look after them and do what they think is the right thing. So we'll see what happens. So let's get a prediction off you for the England game then against the US on Friday. What score do you think it's going to be?
4-1 England.
Ooh.
Goals.
Who's going to score?
Foden, Saka, Rashford, and Maguire.
Hey, that was a good header from Maguire, wasn't it? The bar.
I'm going to go header from a corner.
Right, then the big question before we speak to David Unsworth tomorrow is tie or Chinese.
Hashtag, and if you want to get a hashtag going, ask DU.
Yeah.
On Twitter, if you want, we'll start the hashtag tonight and we'll get it moving. So please, we're going to meet you tomorrow. Not sure on the time just yet, but yeah, we'll get something in and we'll get a hashtag going. Okay,
Michael.
Yep.
Thanks for calling, mate.
Yeah. Cheers.
Talk to you soon, pal.
Take care, pal.
Yeah.
Right, so, that's it. That'll do us at 43 minutes and 43 seconds.
Thanks to all the callers. It's a bit low on the viewers tonight, probably because of the World Cup.
Bit late, isn't it?
It is a bit late, and who wants to change it? You, but never mind.
Yeah, we want to watch football. No apologies. It'll be at 9 o'clock through the World Cup, unless otherwise informed. So now you know.
Yeah. Thank you, Matt.
Hey, no, Dave, thanks for coming, Dave.
It's always a pleasure.
I really appreciate
and
it.
hashtag AskDU.
Yeah. We'll speak to Dave and we'll speak to him on your behalf. All right. Thanks
for
watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for calling.
Bye.
The The Latics Football Phone-In is hosted and produced weekly by Matt Dean and Dave Bradley for Q Pod Productions. Please follow and interact with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok at OAFC Podcast, and subscribe to youtube.com/The Boundary Park Alert System. The Latics Football Phone-In is released as a podcast every Friday morning at 7 a.m. and follows the Boundary Park Alert System podcast every Monday morning, also at 7 a.m. A huge thank you goes to those people who already subscribe and support the podcast. We appreciate you all, and if you'd like to help us out, please visit oafcpodcast.co.uk and click support or find the link in the podcast show notes. It's only $2.99 per month, and we'll draw a subscriber at random every month to win an Oldham Athletics shirt of your choice. A special mention must go to Lee's Field Development for providing the prizes on the Wheel of Wonder. If you're interested in sponsoring the show, please get in touch. The title music for the show is by Manchester DJ and producer Starion, and for more information visit bandcamp.com/Red Laser Records. Thanks for watching or listening, and we'll see you next time.